Hello everybody, Flick here for another Hitman Absolution Contract Mode challenge, although it's actually not much of a challenge this time because I'm not going to be playing a randomly selected contract, I'm going to be playing one of my own. Now, if I go into my created contracts, you will actually see two new ones. It's because I made one version of this map I'm about to do, and then after making it I ran through it once and realised how I could make it more thematically apt. So ignore this one, although, well actually you can play the first version if you want. I think the second version is slightly harder. But anyway, here's the second version, and if you are on the PC version of Hitman Absolution, put in that code you see there in the filter in the search contracts and you'll be able to play it as well. So I was wearing the Scarecrow costume and that is going to be my theme. I killed 3 guards, 1 with fiber wire, 2 with knives, all wearing the Scarecrow costume. And I called it the Knife 1, redone, because this is the second version of it, and that's not an I, it's Roman numeral 1. And I did a custom description for it as well. The Scarecrow is a serial killer with a taste for knives, though he's never owned one of his own, too easy to trace. Though he would prefer to only use a knife and never change costume, sometimes sacrifices must be made for a satisfying payoff. Not only must he hunt his targets, he must hunt the knife. Nope, this is a more thematic remake. Because my other one, it had exactly the same theme, really. It's just, I changed costume and I stayed in the alternative costume, and then afterwards I realised, crap, I could actually do this all while wearing the Scarecrow costume. What am I doing? This fits my theme of a Scarecrow killer. So here we go, the Knife 1, redone by me! And I should point out this is on purest difficulty, and I was looking for kind of like ideas for contracts, and I remember way back in the start of this series I mentioned this map, because I liked the idea of doing it silently where you got to the far end of the bridge without getting seen, kill someone at the far end of the stage, then have to go all the way back, all while silent on the hardest difficulty, and that being like a pretty decent challenge. So that's what I ran with. But then I also realised I'm never going to have the patience or skill that JC and other people have had in the really good maps I've played in this series so far, where I learn every single guard's routine and how to do everything silently on purist. I'm not going to have the patience or time for that. So as an alternative to that, I thought, let's do it with a theme instead. And my first thought was do it as a samurai. And I might still do samurai themed maps, but in the Brain Go Hurry podcast I do with Blighty, when I was talking about the story mode of Hitman Absolution, I remember pointing out that my favourite stage was the stage in which you can actually dress as Scarecrow and just go around in a cornfield knifing your enemies. So I decided that would be my theme, Scarecrow costume and knives. Now I couldn't do this without changing costume sadly, and I had to use the fiber wire for one of the kills. However, 2 knife kills outweigh 1 fiber wire kill, so I'm okay with that. And the challenge, if it can so be called one, and also I'm just going to stand here for a second until this guard wanders over here then wanders back. The challenge I'm going for here is you can't start with a melee weapon in your inventory, you can only start with various guns. So there's the added challenge of yes, I have to kill with a knife. Well, where's the knife? And also this is a rather weird stage, like where would you find a knife in an industrial mining complex? And I like that idea. I like the theme of it's a Scarecrow serial killer who likes using a knife, but the extra challenge is find the knife, then find your victims. So he's going to turn around and I'm going to immediately jump up here and run over here. Well, not run, but crouch over here, and there's a guy smoking at the window up there. And what I'm going to do is jump up on the ledge here and actually climb up right next to him, because I think you have to do this in order to trigger the guy in the stall behind him to come out, and then they start having a conversation about the guy's baby girl. And while they have that conversation, I'm just going to stare at the guard over there who I was hiding below when I was going across the bridge. Because I'm purist, they have really ridiculously long range, the guards can actually see me from here, so I'm just being very cautious about where he can see currently. And you may also notice my first target is on the move, or will be in a second. They're going to finish their conversation in the bathroom up there, and then he's going to go for the last pee of his life. I'm also going to get the fiber wire ready so I don't forget to equip it this time. Now the base payoff is only 100,000, which is actually pretty low. That's purely time based. Or maybe because I didn't hide any bodies as well. I did look around for places to potentially hide bodies. Oh, there he goes, but I couldn't find enough places. So we'll just go in there, and then we'll go right in here, and then no pee for you, Mr. Man! And now here's the bits where, if you've played the first version of my map, things will differ. It will be slower, but if you want to stick to the criteria I've set, this is what you unfortunately have to do. Now, I'm actually going to go out here and look, there's the knife.
Feel free to shove me. No.
Also, he doesn't like when you touch him, so I'm just going to wait, and then I'm going to change back into my disguise. Now you may notice in the distance there that guy's walking back. It means you have to sit and wait. In my first version of this map, if you're after a more succinct, quick experience, do that version, because you can actually get back out the window, etc. after you grab the knife without him being a threat of seeing you as you come out. So you'll be able to do it much quicker. But I'm not going for expert level quickness or anything like that. I am going for the thematic here, because I think that may be where my only strong point may lie. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to take this little vent here, which conveniently takes us to the other side of this building without any risk, and start stalking our second victim. Now technically, if you want to do it even more silently or safely, there is always the option of throwing the knife, and you can retrieve it afterwards, I believe. But that wasn't the kind of serial killer I was after. I'm looking for something a bit more thematic than that. I want to get in people's faces, essentially. So we're going to sneak around there, we're going to take out the knife, and we're going to say hello to Mr. Guard number 2. Like this. Now he said, well, he said, "What the fuck?" And yet, or sometimes he screams, you know, it varies. The point is, though, that he makes a noise. However, because there is nobody nearby, there is no risk. Now you may hear me getting dangerously close to getting seen there. That's why you have to be very quick. While those two are having a conversation, there's a guard at the far end of the room looking right in your direction. Thankfully, he's so far away, even on Purist, you have enough time to sneak by. And I'm just going to very quickly get through here, and the rest of the contract is probably self-explanatory now, given that my third target was the first person I walked past. But, you know, stick around, you can see the rest of it. I'm going to sneak past my first victim. Over here. Over... Oh, I don't want to be seen by him. I actually probably could have gone out there. In fact, I am almost certain, yeah, I had enough time. I could have ran out there and I could have already been going across the bridge. So there you go, people who want to do this faster than me, you could have easily shaved off 10 seconds or more there. Because now, in fact, no, it's going to be much more, it's going to be like 30 seconds in total. I may actually off camera do another quick run where I now know that I can do that without getting caught, just because I want my score to be as good as possible for when people start smacking it like a bitch. So he's going to look away any second now. Any second now. He's technically looking away now. I could technically go across the other side of the bridge, but I'm not familiar with guard patterns when you're on that side, so I'm not going to take that risk. But these are options people can consider when they're looking to improve on the efficiency, because remember, the only thing that matters, assuming you stick to my criteria of kills and costumes, is if you can do it faster than me. And I've already pointed out how you can do it a hell of a lot faster. And there may also be a manner in which you can get across this bridge, you know, just dodging guards as opposed to shimmying like this, because crouch walking, I believe, is faster than shimmying. I mean, you could probably sneak past the both of them safely right now. In fact, yeah, if you were fast enough, you could probably just make it to the left side of that cart before he even turns, just from crouch walking, and you'd be totally safe. You'd obviously have to be cautious because he comes round and looks in this direction. You'd have to be cautious as you move towards the exit down there. But it would work, I think. I'm not sure. My base score, or my score here, or the average score, I guess is the other way to put it, is probably going to be less than the first version of this map I made. Because I put in extra stuff to do, and it makes it longer, and time is the only thing that matters. So he's going to sod off over there. I'm going to get up behind him and just wander away. And we're going to pull out our trusty knife and get going. To target number 3. This is probably also another place where you can shave off a few seconds, because I'm pretty sure you could run some of this and be totally safe of him hearing you until you get a bit closer. Goodbye. And then we'll just run. Yeah, base payoff is going to be like 260,000, that's less than the other contract, but I'm happier that I used the same costume for... I did not improve my previous score. I don't have a previous score. That was my first time running through the map. Or is that my base when I was creating it? I don't know. I'm definitely going to run through off camera now and cut those 30 seconds out so I can get the higher leaderboard score. Just 270,000? No, I want 275 at least. So if you want to play this contract, I'll just go back and let you see the code again. And for any of the other ones I've created thus far, including the first version of this, Scarecrow 1. 4 people have played that version already, 19 have played that version. Anyway, there's all the codes, you put that in at the filter bit. And if people like me doing this, I'll try and do another Scarecrow serial killer knife themed contract in the future. Thanks for watching. The Scarecrow will rise again.